take a deep breath and pay attention, because today I'm going to give you a simple, inexpensive, and powerful ritual that many men ignore, and that can turn the key to your energy, your mood, and your desire. I'm a specialist in male sexual health and maturity, with years of clinical practice and research following men over 50. And what I'm going to share here comes from evidence, practice, and real results. Hold this first micro hook. It's not a miracle capsule, not a passing fad, not an internet trick. It's something that's probably already in your kitchen. And when used the right way, it can support your testosterone, your circulation, and your vitality. Raw honey. Stay with me because in the next few minutes I'll show you the right type, the right dose, the right timing, and the combinations that boost its effect, including a morning routine and a nighttime routine so you can start today. Let's get straight to the point. Testosterone isn't just libido. It's fuel for strength, lean mass, focus, and that calm self-confidence you feel throughout your body. With age, the engine slows down. You notice the belly being stubborn, mood swings, and motivation fading. Microhook. What if instead of fighting your body, you taught your body to work for you? This is where honey comes in. And no, it's not cute sugar. Raw, unfiltered honey brings minerals like boron, zinc, and magnesium, plus antioxidants that fight oxidative stress, a silent saboteur of hormone production. I'll explain later how boron talks to free testosterone. But first, an essential warning. Quality matters. A lot. Not every clear, syrupy bottle will do. Look for raw, unpasteurized honey, with that cloudier look that crystallizes over time. This preserves enzymes and polyphenol. That's what we want. If it's local, even better. Regional pollen supports the immune system and tends to come with less adulteration. Practical microhook. How to use it. 1 to 2 teaspoons per day. Period. Overdoing it backfires. Glucose spikes raise insulin, favor abdominal fat gain, and that lowers testosterone via aromatase. Remember, right dose, right context, right timing. Favorite timing number 1 for men 50 plus. Morning, on an empty stomach, with a glass of warm water. Why? Gentle absorption without an exaggerated spike, and a stable, metabolic wake-up. Honey provides enough glucose to unlock the liver, release glycogen gradually, and deliver clean energy for the first hours of the day. Physiological microhook. Where does boron come in? Boron helps modulate free testosterone, the active fraction, and can reduce SHBG, the protein that binds testosterone. In simple terms, under the right conditions, your body ends up with more usable testosterone. No needles, no drugs. How to make it even more powerful. Complete morning ritual. Warm water plus 1 teaspoon raw honey plus a pinch of cinnamon. 20 to 30 minutes later, movement. A brisk walk or a quick strength circuit. Result, better hormone sensitivity, glucose well directed, and that mental state of alert yet calm. Now, a secret that separates those who get results from those who give up. Consistency for at least 2 to 4 weeks. Many patients report better morning drive, smarter muscle recovery, and, yes, a libido boost. Performance microhook. If you do strength training, and you should, even just 2 to 3 sessions a week, a teaspoon of honey post-workout quickly replenishes glycogen, works alongside growth hormone, and reduces that fatigue that steals your day. Let's tackle an enemy that quietly drags testosterone down. Chronic stress. High cortisol steps on the hormonal brakes. Here comes timing number 2. At night. A teaspoon of honey before bed can stabilize nighttime blood sugar, preventing adrenaline surges that fragment sleep. Good sleep is when your body produces the most testosterone. Deep sleep microhook. Turn this into a ritual. Raw honey plus chamomile or lemon balm infusion. Recurrent outcome in practice. Fewer awakenings. A real sense of recovery on waking, steadier mood. Remember, it's not the amount, it's the right metabolic signal. 1 teaspoon is enough. Low-grade inflammation, fueled by ultra-processed foods, short nights, and tension, scrambles the conversation between brain and testes. Polyphenol in raw honey help quiet that noise. Smart daily swap. Sweeten natural yogurt or oatmeal with honey instead of white sugar. Why? Honey generally has a lower glycemic index and carries micronutrients. That stabilizes insulin, reduces abdominal fat, and decreases the conversion of testosterone to estrogen via aromatase. Strategic microhook. Honey isn't an excuse to eat more sweets. It's a metabolic tool within a controlled calorie context. Now, the link almost nobody sees. Gut and hormones. Your microbiota influences absorption of zinc and magnesium, baseline inflammation, and even neurotransmitters that shape your mood. Raw honey has a prebiotic effect. It feeds good bacteria. Combine it with natural yogurt or kefir. Probiotics plus prebiotic. Nighttime or post-workout are prime times for this duo. In weeks, what do I see? Less bloating, lighter digestion, cleaner mental energy, and above all, a more favorable hormonal environment. Mind-body microhook. When the gut produces more serotonin, stress drops, cortisol falls, and testosterone can breathe. Another pillar is circulation. If vessels are stiff, less oxygen and nutrients reach the testes. Flavonoids in honey help protect the endothelium and improve the lipid profile over time. Practical translation. Better blood flow, a hormonal signal that arrives louder and clearer. And yes, more reliable erections. But without movement, there's no magic. Give yourself 30 to 40 minutes of brisk walking or resistance training 3 times a week. The nitric oxide you release amplifies honey's antioxidants. Atomic habit microhook. Raw honey at breakfast plus 15 minutes of gentle morning sun plus a 20-minute walk already change your day. Micronutrients. Many mature men arrive with chronic deficits of zinc, selenium, and magnesium. Multifloral honey delivers small, steady doses that, together with dark leafy greens, eggs, and fish, close nutritional gaps. Rotate honey types throughout the year. Chestnut, more mineral-rich. Orange blossom, calming. Eucalyptus, respiratory support. That rotation broadens the spectrum of bioactive compounds. Sensory microhook. Make each spoonful a palate training, different notes and textures, and it helps your discipline. And the part many want to hear, desire and erectile function. In many cultures, honey has long been considered an aphrodisiac, and science offers plausible mechanisms. Fast energy, support for nitric oxide production, vascular protection, and a clearer signal along the hypothalamus, pituitary, gonadal axis. Less oxidative stress, more nutrients arriving, the right message from brain to testes. Result. Men report a livelier libido and a ready-to-use drive. Not nervous, not anxious, centered. Reality microhook. Testosterone also means decision-making, focus, and calm courage. When it rises within a coherent lifestyle, your day simply works better. Honest and responsible note. Too much alcohol sabotages 24 hours of hormone production. Too little sleep as well. So if honey comes in, ease up on late-night alcohol, protect your sleep window, and keep adequate protein through the day. In practice, the simple triangle works best: resistance training, consistent sleep, honey at the right timing. And yes, hydration. Many mature men dehydrate without noticing, and dehydrated vessels don't dilate well. Simple plan to start today. And save. Morning, warm water plus 1 teaspoon raw honey plus a pinch of cinnamon. Then movement, a brisk walk or bands/bodyweight training. Mid-morning, natural yogurt with 1 teaspoon honey and a handful of nuts. Post-workout, if applicable, half a teaspoon to refill glycogen without excess. Night, sleep ritual. Chamomile infusion plus 1 teaspoon honey. 2 to 4 weeks of consistency. Commitment microhook. Mark it on the calendar and watch for signals. Lighter wake-ups, desire to train, stable mood, the return of morning erections. Fine-tuning details. If you have diabetes or use insulin/oral hypoglycemics, adjust with your clinician. Honey can fit, but with glucose monitoring. If you're overweight, keep honey inside your calorie budget. And don't ignore the basics. Fiber, oats, vegetables, legumes, protein at every meal, good fats, olive oil, avocado, oily fish. Honey is an important piece, not the whole puzzle. What can you expect if you stick to the plan? First, clean morning energy. Second, faster muscle recovery. Third, the return of sexual curiosity, genuine interest without forcing anything. And perhaps most valuable, a sense of being back in charge of your own body. Final microhook before the invite. You don't need to be 20 again. You need to make today's bodywork at its best. If this content made sense to you, and you want more simple, safe, science-based routines for intimate life after 50, I'll be waiting for you on the channel Wise Sexuality. Subscribe now, turn on the bell, and tell me in the comments, which part of this ritual will you start today? The morning teaspoon, the walk, the sleep ritual, or all of them? I read, reply, and build the next step from what you're experiencing on your side. Because potency after 50 isn't an accident. It's a method. And now you have one.